It's that time of the week again where we talk about layoffs, and since I took last week off, we got even more than normal. So let's go back to last week and talk about Meta, aka Facebook. So Facebook has kind of become the front runner in VR just because they make the most affordable headsets and they have a ton of features. But it is a small space right now, and it's kind of been on the downtrend for a while. Meta even raised the price of the Quest 2 close to the end of its life cycle because they were losing more money than they expected. In fact, they said last April that they were losing over $1 billion a month in VR. So it should come as no surprise that they laid off 100 employees across their AR/VR hardware and gaming division. It's also reported that employees from Reality Labs and Oculus Studios have been let go. Meta has been pretty quiet about the layoffs, other than saying that they're still committed to investing in mixed reality experiences, and there was no comment related to what support they were offering employees that are losing their jobs. But Meta wasn't the only one to do layoffs last week, and this developer is a lot smaller. So Mighty Yell, who is based in Toronto, also announced layoffs last week. They've only released 2 games so far, an adventure game called Big Con and a VR game called Night in the Attic, and they're currently developing their 3rd game, All Systems Dance. But they've run into some issues with funding and they had to cut some jobs as a result. They didn't say how many people were laid off, but I'm assuming that they're probably a pretty small developer. They put out a statement saying how difficult it was to have to make these cuts and that they wanted to be transparent about the layoffs and the difficulty with getting game funding right now. They also said that their next game is coming, but right now they're focused on supporting their team through this difficult time. So yeah, it sounds like the developers still need those people, but they just couldn't get the funding to keep them. I personally feel more empathetic for these smaller studios than I do for these huge companies like Meta and the next company we're talking about, which is EA. So Electronic Arts really needs no introduction. They're one of the biggest publishers in the world, and they own several studios, including Respawn, who made the third-person Star Wars action games Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor, and they also made and currently maintain Apex Legends, and before all that, they were known for making Titanfall. Well, EA announced this week that they cut 100 jobs from Respawn and 200 jobs from other studios within EA. Along with cutting the jobs at Respawn, it's also being reported they canceled the Titanfall game that was in the early stages of development. EA put out a statement basically saying that they did these cuts for efficiency, one of the 3 reasons every big company says when they do these type of cuts. And they did say that they were supporting the employees and helping with job placement, which is at least better than what Meta said, which was basically nothing.